All right, settle in because what I'm about to tell you, well, it's not just some campfire yarn or neighborhood gossip. It's the story of how a patch of woods, a stubborn HOA president, and 6 acres of freedom nearly broke me, or maybe set me free. Let me ask you right up front, how far would you go to protect what's yours? And I mean really yours. Land, peace, sanity. Would you fight? Would you risk being the outcast, the troublemaker, just to stand your ground? Because that's exactly where I found myself, not in some cozy suburb, but in the thick of North Georgia pines where the only thing louder than the crickets at night was the sound of HOA drama rolling in like a bad storm. See, I moved out here for silence. Real silence, the kind that sits heavy between the trees with nothing but wind leaves and maybe a distant dog barking. I had 6 acres and a mind to keep them as wild as possible. Coffee on the porch, boots in the dirt, a few plans for a greenhouse next spring. That's all I wanted. But peace, it's a fragile thing. It took just one white SUV to shatter it. This wasn't even a week after I'd moved in. Sunday morning, the air so clear you could taste the chill. And then here she comes, SUV crunching down my gravel drive, big shiny decal for Birch Point Estates slapped on the side. Out hop 2 women, matching blue polos, clipboards, and that stiff smile you get from folks who never expect to be told no. The taller one, Karen, naturally starts in before I can even put my mug down. We're with Birch Point Estates, HOA. I'm the president. This is our compliance officer. I didn't give my name, didn't shake hands, didn't care. She's already waving that tablet of hers, acting like she's staking a claim. We're here to notify you your property's in our expanded observation zone. You'll need to come into the office and sign your declaration and acknowledgement. Declaration. I almost laughed. I'm not in your HOA. She tilts her head, all condescension and frost. Sir, our boundary map changed 2 weeks ago. You're within our buffer now. Buffer. I pulled out my phone, showed her the county map lines, clear as day. My lot rural, no covenants. You're over there. I'm here. That's the deal. Her smile never fades, just goes cold. That's an old map. Ours is updated. I'm not sure if you've ever tried to argue with a person who truly believes the rules don't apply to them, but let me tell you, it's like arguing with a fence post. I told her straight, unless you have a court order, you're trespassing. For the first time, her confidence slipped. They got in their SUV and left. Karen, I swear, flipped off my security camera as they pulled out. That should have been it, right? But of course it never is. Next day, there's an envelope jammed in my gate. No stamp, no return, just a single sheet. You have failed to provide verification of ownership. HOA Birch Point will proceed with measures to resolve unauthorized occupancy. No signature, just that smug tone. I tossed it in my growing pile of evidence because I had a bad feeling this was just the start. By afternoon, they'd stuck a shiny new sign in the dirt near my mailbox. This area is monitored by Birch Point HOA. Like hell it is. I yanked it up, threw it in the shed, and doubled my security cameras that night. You see where this is going, don't you? Yeah, full-on siege. Couple days later, cop car at my gate. Not a friendly wave, not a welcome to the neighborhood. Full lights, full uniform, not smiling. He tells me, got a call, possible squatter, suspicious activity. All straight-faced. I laughed, which didn't help. You're kidding. Nope. Had to check. I gave him my deed, my lawyer's letter, every scrap. He called it in, did his checks, apologized. Not your fault, I told him. Let me guess, Karen called it in. He just nodded. Then he told me, she said you might be armed and dangerous. That's when it hit me. This wasn't just some power trip. She was weaponizing the system. Make enough noise, maybe I'd blink. So I did what any reasonable person would do. I started a folder, scanned everything, deed signs, letters, screenshots of the drone that started hovering at 7:30 every damn morning. You ever have a drone follow you around your own yard? Feels like living in a fishbowl, except the goldfish gets hate mail. And it didn't stop there. New bulletins in the mailbox, each one more pointed. Unverified occupant, visual inconsistency, safety concerns. They never used my name, but anyone could figure out who they meant. Neighbors started looking at me sideways. Strangers would stop and film my land. That's when it stopped being annoying and started getting personal. One evening, I saw a man across the road, khakis, phone up, no hello, just recording. I walked his way. He left. That night, the drone hovered so low I could see the camera tilt. I started to feel like the main character in some twisted surveillance show, and let me tell you, there's nothing glamorous about it. That's when I called my lawyer, Eric. Sharp guy, good in a fight, liked his coffee black and his advice blunt. I sent him the files, told him the whole story. At first he laughed, but when I sent the drone videos and the anonymous notes, he got serious. They're manufacturing jurisdiction, he said. It's not legal, but it is strategic. If they make enough fuss, they'll muddy the waters, waste your time, maybe cost you money. Now, I'm not the vengeful type, but there's only so much a man can take. I installed more cameras, started tagging every file, every incident. And then, twist of fate, I found an old forum, local folks griping about HOA stuff. Posted a question, got a reply. You're not the only one. She's done this before. Next day, a zipped folder appeared in my inbox, internal HOA emails, transcripts, the works. One line from Karen herself. If we don't make this stick, the whole perimeter model collapses. He's a threat to continuity. I read that 3 times. That was the moment I stopped playing defense. Floodlights went up. I reached out to a local reporter. She'd written about HOA overreach before. We met at a diner, swapped stories, and when I showed her the evidence, she whistled through her teeth. These people are insane, she said. I made her promise not to print it till my legal case was airtight. Eric drew up a demand letter. Cease and desist. Civil exposure, harassment. That same week, the drone stopped, the signs disappeared, but I knew this wasn't surrender, just a regroup. Then came the real bombshell, a leaked audio from a closed-door HOA meeting. Karen in her element. If we give him an inch, others will challenge us. Push every button. If that means calling law enforcement, so be it. I handed it over to Eric. He said, now we've got something. Reporter got the green light. The article hit the local paper like a brick through a window. HOA president, accused of targeting property owner outside jurisdiction. My phone exploded, calls, messages, people telling me, she did it to me too. Thanks for standing up. And then the next twist. Angela, neighbor from inside Birch Point, tells me she got fined $500 for painting her mailbox the wrong color. Turns out half the neighborhood was living in fear of Karen and her compliance. Angela introduced me to a former board member, resigned because of Karen's power trips. Now I wasn't just fighting for myself. Court day finally came. It wasn't some grand scene, just a tired judge, stale carpet, and my lawyer in his lucky gray suit. Eric laid out everything, deed security footage, 911 transcript emails, even that HOA bulletin with my property circled like a crime scene. Karen tried to play innocent, but the recording didn't lie. Judge took 20 minutes, then dropped the hammer. Harassment, defamation, abuse of emergency services, HOA, fined $285,000, restraining order, all of it. Karen had to step down. Her empire crumbled overnight. You'd think that'd be the end, but no. Power like that doesn't let go easy. For a while, there were more signs, more little acts, trash at my gate, patrols driving by, a few sullen glares. But it faded slow at first, then all at once. Karen's house went up for sale. A new board formed. Their campaign, Don't Be Karen. Never saw another drone. Funny thing, Angela moved out too. Bought a place with no sidewalks and a crooked mailbox, said she finally felt free. The granite sign I put up at my own gate, private property, not your HOA, not your business, became a local landmark. Folks started leaving sticky notes. One just said, preach. I kept a metal sign someone left as a thank you. Didn't hang it up, just kept it reminder that you don't have to fold. I never wanted to fight, not really. Just wanted peace and trees. But I guess sometimes not fighting, just standing your ground is enough to make a difference for someone else. Now let me ask you, if someone tried to redraw your boundaries with nothing but a clipboard and a bad attitude, what would you do? Would you stand tall or just hope it'd go away? I'd love to hear your stories, your own run-ins with power gone sideways. Drop your thoughts, your war stories, your victories or losses. Out here, sometimes the only way to keep your peace is to fight for it.